In problem 19, we are looking at a simple interest formula problem. Simple interest is given by this formula, where A is the balance in the account after T years, P is the starting principal invested, the annual savings, or the annual percentage rate is R, expressed as a decimal. This will all make a lot more sense after we get through this problem. Bob wants to open a burger joint in 10 years. He's depositing money into a savings account that pays 3% simple interest. Determine what Bob needs to deposit now to have a balance of at least $10,000 in a savings account by the time he opens his burger restaurant. Round your answer to the nearest dollar. So here's what we are going to do. We have to figure out which of these variables each of these numbers pertains to. We'll start off with the first sentence. Bob wants to open a burger joint in 10 years. Years is time, so T must be 10. So I'm going to write that down. The savings account pays 3% simple interest. R is the interest rate, but it wants it expressed as a decimal. So we're going to have to move the decimal place to the left 2 spots. Our rate is going to be equal to 0.03. Because 3%, we have to move that decimal twice. And we end up with 0.03. We need to figure out how much Bob has to deposit now to have a balance at least $10,000. So as A, his ending balance after T years, he wants to be at least, has to be greater than or equal to 10,000. Now the only letter we don't know about is P. This is the variable we are trying to find. So let's go ahead and plug all of these into our inequality. Our A is $10,000. We want everything on the other side of the equal sign to be greater than or equal to $10,000. P is what we're looking for, so my P's are just going to stay the same. My rate is 0.03, and time is 10. I'm going to simplify as much as I can. I'm going to start by multiplying those numbers out. And then I'll combine like terms. Divide both sides by 1.3. This is one I can't do in my head, so I'm going to pull up my calculator. We want 10,000 divided by 1.3. Rounded to the nearest dollar is 7,692. Bob is going to have to make an initial deposit of at least $7,692 in order to have $10,000 in 10 years.